He's going to run it. Asher will race it like that, don't get me wrong.
To be fair though,
it's only the left-hand side. Once he gets the boot up it should lift it a bit.
They start from a standing start, and the bumper gets under most other cars if it's going to be that low. But yet, Jaden Ward, he started and did a very, very short stint in mini stocks from memory, and then into stock cars for a little bit.
Yep.
Well, a little bit. He got one NZ in it.
Another father-son, one NZ combo.
Yeah, Graham Ward, just an absolute legend of the sport out of Palmy, and Jaden making his own legacy. But of course, he's got involved with Malcolm Nartai here, and this is a brilliant bit of machinery he's driving. I mean, Malcolm's cars lack for nothing, and I think you might even see him give Malcolm a fair challenge this season.
Yeah, hey, we've got some really good gear here. But some of these guys here are as good as what's running around the North Island. The gears is good, the driving abilities is good. The 34C, Paul West, he's done a few seasons out of Palmy. Another good car, Higgy built car with a Midwest motor Toyota in it.
Asher Rees just doesn't care, does he? Car's got a big lead on there. They're going to tell him to do 2 laps.
They're going
to let him go.
So on the inside we've got the Ryco sponsor machine, Tim Ross in the 144, behind him 24, Zach West, 126C, Asher Rees, 971, Jaden Ward, Happy Paul, we're about to go green. We go back to Rob, and we're away in racing. Who's got the jump? Paul West is off with a flyer up on the high line. Asher Rees, he's just going to barge his way through, whether it's low in the front or not. Up the inside. The guy could race a wheelbarrow with half a wheel. As they go into 3 and 4 for the first time. Here comes Zach West up the inside of Paul West. Tim Ross is holding on to that second spot. And behind the 2 West we've got Ward, and then we go Nartai. Then in the 25 we have Lloyd Jennings. Then we go back to Harley Robb. Peter Fields in the 27. Matt Loonham's spun out over on the back straight there. Back up the front we go. We've got Asher Rees. It'll be turning in nicely being down that low. Or we go back to Tim Ross in the 144. Zach West driving really cool in that 24 car. He's got a bit of pace on. Then we go back to the 971 of Jaden Ward, 19C, Malcolm Nartai. Then we go Jennings, Paul West. Harley Robb's just shooting up the inside of him. The 91 car just pulls to the infield. Then we go back to a 27, Fieldsy in the tank. Ward's up the inside of Zach West. He takes over that 3rd spot. Drops West back to 4th. Then we've got Nartai, Jennings. Paul West is up the wall going down the back straight, setting fireworks off a week early. Zach's having a crack, so the West want to get the sparks flying. Asher Rees in the 126 started with a collapsed front end and is pulling away.
It's almost ridiculous, Ivan, but that thing is a rocket ship, even with only 3 shocks.
3 shocks, left front drop down. He's doing lap time, fastest lap time of an 18.9. The rest of the guys at 19. Ward's done an 18.8. As he goes down the back straight for another lap. He's about to come up onto Peter Fields in the Fieldsy super tanker. It'll be a pig. It'll be an absolute handful to drive. He throws it in. Ross is still holding on for 2nd. Then we've got Jaden Ward in the 971. Nartai in the 19. Then we go back to 24, Zach West, Lloyd Jennings, and then Harley Robb back up the front. Asher Rees, 126 in the Suck It Up car. Ward's closing the gap on Ross. Nartai's about half a dozen behind them. Then we've got Fieldsy, who's a back marker. Back up the front. Ward's going to have a wee dive up the inside. Has he got it coming out of turn 4? No, Ross is hanging on to that 2nd spot. They'll be on the white flag next time round. Ward's trying to shoot up the inside of Ross. Ross is just up a wee bit higher. Ward, who's got the pace coming out. Ross pulls away from Ward in the 971. Here he goes. He's going in hot. Gives him a bit of bumper. Spins himself round. It's going to open up the door for Nartai. He's going to sneak through. 126. Asher Rees takes the white flag. Nartai comes out of that in 2nd spot. Then we go back to Jaden Ward in the 971. Tim Ross has held on to 4th spot. Then we go back to Lloyd Jennings, Zach West, Harley Robb, Peter Fields. Through 3 and 4 for the last time. Driving the car with no front suspension. Asher Rees. Then we go back to 19C, Malcolm Nartai. Jaden Ward in the 971. Tim Ross in the Ryco machine. He takes out the 4th spot. Then we go back to Lloyd Jennings, Zach West, Harley Robb, and Peter Fields.
That was absolutely ridiculous by Asher Rees there. I mean, he's running that car. I mean, he's got to have a bump stop on the other side, the chassis fully dragging on the ground. But, to me, Ivan, that serves a massive bow shot to every other superstock driver. We've got drivers, the car's got a little push on, or it's got a little tweak, they'll pull in because they're scared of losing it under speed. He runs around on 3 shocks and just about breaks a lap record and just bet 2 of the fastest superstocks in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Jaden Ward did an 18.8, looking at that as the fastest lap, so he was getting on pace. 18.9 for Natai, 18.9 for Rees. But as you say, it would have been a pig to drive. You'd be driving on the horsepower to try and get it into the corners.
Yeah, well, it looked like he was running it like an open wheeler, just letting it go in very sideways, gassing it as soon as he saw the thing straight, and just... But it worked. It would have been awesome around Gisborne like that.
Oh, huge banking.
But give him a hand. He probably needs a sponsor for a shock absorber too, just quietly.
We'll be back very shortly. We've got production sitting in the chute.
Ampro Tools Woodford Glen Speedway use Printwise for all their printing needs. From desk planners to calendars and posters, Printwise is the place to go for anything printing. Need a weather report for that important day or night? We here at Woodford Glen certainly do, so we use Blue Skies Weather, New Zealand's leading independent weather service provider. For long range or short term forecasts, contact them today, www.blueskies.co.nz.